There was an omen in a roto section one morn many years ago. It was only one in big and a photo with a piece on Borneo. Such a thing can enroot itself in your mind, so you ponder it o'er and o'er for years. Sometimes it merely makes you move, like someone enchanted by Oberon, because its meaning is mute. This one looked like an urn, an eagle of the sea, no bigger than an ort, one you could sweep away with a broom. The piece was by Brent, who did one the month before on the Ebro, along with Nemo, who'd sing a gnome with a mon if it paid off. No. During the baby boom, he was born in Merton, not far from a tor, covered with moor and very near a burn. They say his father was a rom, a mon named Ben, who'd chant Om to a bone, though he was no boomer. Some say he was really a beau named Ron who tried to rob Romeo near a tomb shaped like an orb. I saw in a roto in Rome that someone named Mo something claimed that a tomb doesn't have a bone in it, like the ones on the Torn River, where all those people died of mono. That roto page on Borneo had a photo on it of a Moor by Moten. That's the one that had a tiny urn in one corner. Born claimed it was neither sea, nor eagle, nor omen, but he was born in Brno, and's never seen an urn. I asked Peter Moore about Moten, and he said he's like Ben, always reading the minnow, one of that mob that goes crazy or rot like that, the Greeky mob. Monroe says every one of them's a boor in an ombre jacket. My Tom caught a bird like a neb, like the one on the bird in that photo. That really bent me. Someone at the Mob said that kind of neb's the norm, but he's a boar from Lirnek Mono, where some people rob you on sight as if they'd absorbed a rem too many. They say the same thing happens on the Ebro. Bert says a bird with a neb like that tore a broom from his hands 10 years ago, an Ebon Minter Enorm, he called it, quoting Moore, I guess, or some other player of ombre. But the bird in that picture with Brent's article looked smaller than the one my Tom caught. Urn's certainly not the term for it. You might as well moo like a bull's bride-to-be than misname a bird or a beast. It's like calling bromo a boon to someone with mono. I don't mean the boon who poured toner in Lake Mono one morning. A conceptualist and critic to be, the tone of his tone leaves no room for the moot. Bert, he wrote that he'd caught in a net a fish full of roe for me from the Bow River while hanging by his knees from a boom. Disputing with someone like that's like playing Monty with a broom or an ombre with a Moor, as they say in Rome. Bert fished not in the Bow, but in Lake No with a net, as he also did in the Torn. But you don't have to talk through a neb like a Turns or moo in Rome under Oberon's spell, believing you're chanting a gnome to some mentor like Rob the Reb to talk such rot. Of the Turn of Turns, Turns 3 meanings, sea swallow, 3-masted schooner, and a group of 3, the seabirds don't boom like bitterns. The schooners have booms, and normal boom and bust form an economic turn. But nowhere on land or sea is there room for a liar like Boom. He's one beau I'd say was bent. Let's forget him. The only urn I've ever seen was one in Nome. It scared me so I had to take a bromo to calm down. I wished I was on the Bow River where Nemo bought that robe in which he sang many a gnome before he got mono from Bone, his tomb mentor. But I'd 10 times rather hear my Tom sing to the moon than Nemo's tenor, whether in Brno or on Lake Mono. Ian is a rom, according to Mo, but he sounds like a turn. If he took a strong bromo, his tone might improve, but I doubt it.